Did you listen to Jeff and Professor Hamo in the morning? Here's what you missed.
Last week we were talking about drugs on Drug Awareness Day or World Drug Awareness Week, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
With David Nyaguthi.
Yes.
And he told us his incredible story of how he smoked and sniffed and inhaled everything under the planet, under the stars. Today, we have a young lady who has done exactly that. We want to know her journey of how she got into drugs and alcohol and all that stuff. And of course, most importantly, how she recovered and what she's doing about it. Her name is Rita Nyaguthi.
Beautiful.
Beauty and brain. Oh. And she's in the studio to talk about what she went through. Rita, welcome to Hot 96.
Asante sana.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Karibu.
Karibu. Karibu. Asante.
So are you off drugs now?
Yes, I am off drugs.
How long?
Completely off because I was doing heroin. Completely off 4 years.
4 years.
Yes.
When you say heroin, is that what you concentrated on, or is that your drug of choice, or how does that work?
I like that you say concentration as well as a degree. Yes, that was my major.
Yeah, that's your major.
Minor in other
types.
Additives.
Yeah.
But that was my major.
Okay, how did it start?
How did it start? Well, I came from a very, very religious background, extremely, in a very religious school. So let it be known that I'm not blaming the school. Let's just start there. Yeah. But coming from that background, then going direct to campus.
Was it a boarding school?
Yes, it was.
Of course.
Of course.
Is it well known?
A girl, very well known. So well known that I will not say it.
Okay, fine.
You'll just be found out afterwards.
You're correct. Yeah. But
so,
they're not Rita Nyaguthi went to whatever.
Oh, definitely. The minute you said that name, they had.
So how was it? How prevalent was it in the school?
In the school, there wasn't any. When immediately I left school and joined campus and found that freedom, complete unsupervised freedom. Yeah. And I was around 18, 19. So I got into that. We started by smoking weed. Weed is very popular. So we started by smoking weed. It wasn't a big deal at the time. Or rather, we couldn't see that it was a big deal. Nobody knew about long-term effects or anything of the sort.
Yeah. How did it feel?
The weed? Good. It felt good. It's one of those things that you're told it feels so good, don't try it. If you don't have to, don't, because you might not be able to control it. That's another story. So anyway, we started with marijuana. I smoked for a bit. I got to second year, and I was now an avid smoker. So getting to second year, my supplier decided, you're such a good customer. You have been such a good customer. Let me give you something for free. And you know Kenyans and free things.
Oh yes.
Vitu za bure.
Kajaza study.
Mbaya sana. So he gave me 2 sachets for free. At the time I was living on campus. So I was just trying it.
Did he show you how to do it?
Well, no, but I had watched movies. I had watched Scarface.
Oh God!
I had seen.
Yeah. So now you thought you were an expert, right?
I knew I was an expert. I was like, this is powder. Sniff it.
Correct.
So and you're in campus.
Yeah.
So I did so. However, I should point out that I was having a bit of an issue because of the weed. I think I was having a bit of a mental problem that I was not aware of because of the weed. So I started slacking off in school. This is even before I touched heroin. I started slacking off. So my mother decided, let's go see a doctor. You must, something's wrong with you. So I went to see a psychiatrist. And I don't know, by human error or whatever, psychiatrist decided to diagnose me with something that I didn't have. Instead of doing a toxicology, if they had done an exam, they'd have seen that nibangi huyu msichana anavuta. So instead they put me on an antipsychotics regimen.
Because they thought you were? Because
they thought something's wrong with me. If I'm not focusing in school, that's how it is. If you're not towing the line, then there's got to be something wrong with you. Right. So I got on, I was given antipsychotics, which I took for a while. So by the time I was touching heroin, I think I was in a zombie state already, looking for anything to make me feel alive. Because the first time I sniffed, I felt what you would call alive. It's definitely not a good thing, but I felt like myself again. And from that day, it became easy. I would just, you start with one, it's cheap. take 1, 2. By the time I was 3 months in, still telling myself, nitawacha. It's too late. You can't, your brain already knows that this thing is sweet, I like it, so let's keep at it.
And heroin, would you inhale or would you inject?
At that time, I didn't even know there was injecting, because I was a bit uptown. Sikuwa maisha ikuwa imeni humble. So I would just sniff.
Okay.
I just knew about sniffing and smoking.
Right.
Yes, I would.
You'd put it in a cigarette and smoke it.
I'd put it in a cigarette and smoke it, or I'd just sniff it direct.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And how long did that go on for?
How long did that go on for? 5 years.
And you're still in university?
I was still in university, but of course I was not performing. Yeah. I would register and not do the exams, or just miss out on things. And
what would your teachers, your parents, was there, what would they say?
My parents were in denial. I think with the lack of awareness on these things, it was a situation where mom was not willing to accept. There's no way my girl can be doing drugs. There's no way, you guys are lying. So I think she thought maybe it was just the effects of the antipsychotics wearing off or something of the sort. Plus I wasn't home a lot. So they thought I was in school struggling with that. I really don't know. I think it's denial mostly. Yeah, because that's a long time. Yeah. That's a long time for someone not to know.
Correct.
What is happening.
Yeah. And you were just going through the phases. You just wake up in the morning. How many times would you do it a day, by the way?
In the beginning, maybe I'd use about 500 shillings a day in the beginning. That's five
sachets.
It's 100 per sachet.
Yeah, it was 100 back then. Adjust for economy.
VAT.
Adjust for VAT.
Allah.
So I would use 500 a day.
Right.
But by the time I was 2 years in, I was using about 1,000 shillings a day.
1,000. And where would you get the money?
Good question. In the beginning, I would just what my parents would give me for school, I would use that. It became a question of, am I going to go to school or am I going to, coupona? They call it coupona, because it stopped being about getting high. In the first year, it was about getting high. Mm-hmm. You get high and you feel good. Mm. But once it becomes an addiction, there's no joy anymore. It's just, I need it or else I will be physically sick.
Yeah.
So I forget your question, Jeff.
The question, where are you getting the money?
Where did I get the money? Yes, at first it was my folks.
Right.
But after about 2 years, either they caught on or they started suspecting something, because the flow of money reduced, and I also didn't want to pressure them. So I decided to do my own hustle. So I became a hustler, a con lady, if I can put it to put the word lady and con in the same sentence.
Right.
I became a con lady.
Go on. Doing what?
I was small time, Jeff. I was small time. I would be the lookout. For example, when somebody is, say we're at the club, so I'm the lookout or I'm the distraction. I will distract you as my friend puts mchele in your drink. Or then of course I get my cut after Omeibiwa and all those things.
So after the mchele, you black out. Basically, that's what I hear, right? You black out.
Yeah, you black out.
Right.
Either you black out or you'll be coherent for a while.
Right. Mm.
You'll go with, most of the times my friend would go with that guy. So they go do their thing, and then the guy blacks out in the room. So then that's when you
rub him.
Fagia. So
more or less. So okay. So you're the lookout.
Yeah.
And then there's the I know you're not tired. So you're the lookout, yeah. And then there's the woman who goes with him. And then is there like a pimp, or is there like an overall?
No, there wasn't really a pimping system.
Okay.
It was more every person for themselves.
Oh.
The pimping stuff came when we got to the place where we used to use our various dens. There now it becomes an issue of especially for women, it's a bit difficult. If you don't have money, you've got to give sex.
You have to. That's the only alternative.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You need it. So that's where the aspect of pimping comes in, or if your boyfriend is the one supplying, not giving you, so you end up having to make a lot of concessions that would otherwise out here be called rape.
Yeah.
And things of this. Actually, they are sexual violations, but
were there other women there?
Yes.
like many, I mean...
Oh, I speak for over 2,000 women, Jack.
Come on.
I speak for over 2,000 women.
Coming to the dens?
Yes, with their children, on their backs. I mean, it's ridiculous. She needs it, and she's got a child with this guy, who's also using. So this kid is also addicted.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if she doesn't get, the kid doesn't get, and the kid dies. So many, the mortality rate is ridiculous. It's ridiculous for it.
Ukikosa unakuwa mgonjwa.
Ukikosa unakuwa ni kama uko na malaria na typhoid. Remember your worst ever malaria? Mbona kausha ikuwa na malaria mbaya?
Mbaya. Ndio nileta hapa. Yeah, because comedy is a problem with the brain.
Nuts kuna malaria. Kuna malaria.
So
malaria.
I'm glad we can laugh about this, but I'm sure it's not a laughing matter.
It is not a laughing matter. I'm only laughing because I'm alive.
Correct.
Wow.
Yes.
So we'll get to that in a moment. But you're talking about the West malaria. So we're talking sweating, cold, whatever.
Shivers.
Diarrhea, of course.
Yeah.
Joint aches, headaches, general weakness, lethargy, just anything you can think of. Any symptom of any debilitating disease, put it there. That's withdrawal for you. That's heroin withdrawal.
That is umeikosa for how long?
Yeah.
Hata masaa matatu manne.
What?
I think that's what's really extreme about it.
Yeah.
Because unlike maybe some other drugs, you can stay for a longer period without feeling withdrawn.
But heroin?
But with heroin, if I'm used to taking it 5 times a day, if I take it 3 times a day, then I have withdrawals. It loves itself. It just wants.
So you would go back to the den, or you would?
I would go back to the den.
Yeah. And was this den known to all? I mean, how do you know where the den is?
How do we know anything in Kenya?
Word of mouth.
You just word of mouth, yeah.
My
You just walk around and
Muscat.
you know.
Muscat.
Muscat. Yeah, if you have another user, then they will definitely take you. They'll definitely take you there. So
you go to various joints then?
Yeah, I used to frequent various bases.
Okay.
Depending on the price. The price of the fair prices of the stuff itself.
Yeah. What about the quality?
Quality as well.
So sometimes it's bad stuff, right?
This is Kenya.
Yeah.
Kwa hivyo kuna Kempinski bado hapo ndani. Kuna kibanda.
Na kuna Kimpandanski.
4 points pale. My Sheraton.
Yeah.
Na kuna Mukuru.
Yes.
It's really not funny. Yes, that's have I answered your question?
Yes, you have. So you continue using.
Yes.
And you're able to pay up until what point? I mean, did you get broke at some point?
Yes, definitely. When you get broke, that's when you become a thief. You will get broke.
Yeah.
You will. That's a guarantee. Even the people that have been using for very long and still have family money to spend, you will get broke. And that's when you become a con lady. You become a pickpocket. I was pickpocket for a while. Did
you ever have to exchange sex for drugs?
I was very lucky, Jeff. I was very lucky that I had a boyfriend. So for me, it was more intimate partner violence and such things. Like I'd have to do what he wanted me to do.
The boyfriend?
Yes. Because he's the one buying.
Right. So he's in control.
He's in control. So I would have to do the most unspeakable things, but I haven't been through half of what other women have been through.
Give us an example of what people have been through.
My friend sold her baby.
Oh no.
Two of my friends actually.
Sold their baby?
You will sell your baby.
Like a newborn, like a few months old?
Yes. Not even months, maybe 1 month.
And you sell it to who?
You sell it to
the dealer.
The people that know. No, they don't. Of course not. The people that buy babies, I guess. Akina Dea.
So let's say you come up with a price. Let's say 100,000, whatever it is, right?
Yes, and you won't sell it for. You'll sell your baby at a throwaway price.
Like what's throwaway?
Throwaway at that time would be maybe 20K.
Yes, good.
And your baby's gone.
And your baby's gone.
And 20K will give you a few shots, and then you're
20K. You probably finish. You might even finish it in 2-3 days because once you're on drugs, you're not 100%. You're not 100% in your faculty.
So you had a couple of friends who sold their babies.
Yes, I had a couple of friends.
What were they like afterwards? I mean, what was?
You feel nothing. You feel nothing. Because I would be crying right now, because this stuff is sad.
Yeah.
But you get to a point where nothing makes sense anymore. Plus your chemistry has been altered, your brain chemistry has been altered, so you're really not there, you're not present, you feel nothing. After a while, maybe after a couple of years, once you either reduce your intake or you just come to your senses, they do feel, well, it does affect them.
What was the worst thing that happened to you?
To me, the worst, there are many, Jeff, from being shot at.
Huh?
Shot?
Yes, shot at.
By thugs or cops?
Both.
Huh?
Both. Once thugs, once police. Police, because we were at a scene of a robbery. That one I was not involved in, but just being there. So being shot at and having to run for your life.
Were you caught?
Once I was.
By police?
Yes, once I was by police. Melala cell, kutosha. Mishiba, Smithia cell. Other than that, just run-ins with the police, run-ins with the dealers. The intimate partner violence that I was talking about. Having to fear for your safety every time. I think I don't know. I think I was very lucky. I was very lucky because you'd find me walking at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. I'm walking from wherever the den is. I'm walking home, which is a distance of maybe 10 kilometers even.
At 1 a.m.
At 1 a.m. A lady by herself.
Pitch dark.
Pitch dark.
These are dingy places.
Dingy across town, all the way home. And nobody would touch me. I was never bothered. I was never bothered. I think
somebody was praying.
An angel was
well,
there.
definitely somebody was praying for me, because the things that happen are really unspeakable.
Yeah. Really,
really unspeakable. And the worst thing is that it's not these people's fault. If I steal from you, if I steal from you today, niweka simu yako hivi, nikuibie. Fine, yes, nimekuibia. It's a horrible thing. Yeah. I'm not okay.
Yes.
Really
You're being
okay.
pushed by.
I'm being pushed by
need.
an instinct. Yes, and it's become an instinct to survive. Because if I don't get it, I feel like I'm dying.
And that's why you see phones being picked left, right, and center in the streets.
Exactly. And that's I'm lucky because that's my work now to get that message out that really it's not as simple as nimekuibia simu.
No.
Niende jela. It's what else can you do for me? Can I get to rehab?
Yeah. Other than spending nights in cells, were you ever arrested and charged?
Well, I'm lucky. Again, I'm very lucky that we live in the system that we live in, because it never went past the police station stage.
So overnight, 1, 2 night, whatever it is, or
overnight 1, 2, 3, 4, but
and then out.
Then out, just negotiations and out. So.
And in those 3-4 days, would you get drugs? Or you had?
Yes.
You would?
Yes, I would. Maybe ukiwa ndani. Of course, day 1, 2, 3. Day 1, 2, withdrawal, kuruka. Then somehow my friend will get it to me. And sometimes even the police are sympathetic.
Because they know.
Because they know, and what you're going through inside that cell. Yeah. I mean, you look like you're dying.
And there's people around you, by the way.
And there's people around you. Yes, people who've been arrested, but they're normal inside there.
Right.
But you're almost going crazy.
So what do you do? Are you screaming? Are you yelling?
You're screaming. You're taking your clothes off. You're hitting your head against the wall. Because there's no worse feeling. What? There's no worse feeling.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if you take it once and you're addicted,
hiyo kitu inaitwa usinionje. Okay?
Is this heroin alone or zote? Usinionje.
None of them is good, but heroin.
Did you try cocaine?
Yes, I did. I tried cocaine. I did Valium. All these other benzodiazepines, amitriptyline, Rohypnol.
Yeah.
We used to love Rohypnol.
Good Lord.
And we, because a mix, you use your stuff, you mix with Rohypnol, and you're buzzed, and you go on your laps, mtenda mjiangushe mahali, hizi manjaro za watu mjiangushe, mjifanya somebody is sick, then somebody gives you money to go to hospital.
Wow. To buy more, and then you buy more drugs.
And then of course you go right back.
Would you go clubbing in your highness, or there was no time for that?
No, clubbing was for the guys who are still uptown.
Okay.
Kabla hujachangamuka, kabla hujaingia.
Watu bado walikuwa na pesa ya kwenda club. That was for them. By that point I was living in the den.
What?
By that point I was living in the den.
And your boyfriend?
With him.
In the den.
In the den.
And people would come in and out all day long?
Yes. Let me tell you something about these dens, Jeff. I've come to understand that it's really a bigger problem than anyone can handle, because the person selling to me is only selling, many times is only selling because of, the economic conditions where they are. They have no way out, they sell. So they sell to me. I'm living in the den. I'm living with my boyfriend in a friend's house, and the friend is a rapist. Okay, get this? The friend is a rapist with psychological issues that have made him the way he is. So you cannot judge. Wow. You cannot judge. People have issues that make them do the things they do, that it stops being as simple as, nimekuibia nishike, umeniuzia ushikwe ufungwe. It stops being as simple as that, and that's the problem we have now.
And these rapes or these incidents, would they happen in the den?
Where drugs was involved, yes.
In the den?
Yes, in the den. In the den. But see, these people have no way out. Some of them, like this friend of mine was a rapist. His folks were both criminals. So you have people who are now grown-ups with no way out other than what they know. And then cycle. And then here their kids are learning the exact same things.
So it's just a cycle of...
it's just a cycle.
Of madness.
Of madness that it's not going to stop unless there's a concerted effort by everyone.
Look, we want to take a break, come back and talk about how you finally got out of it, Rita. We want to know what was the point you reached and you said, you know what? It's either this or I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
In the meantime, Only Moo, all the way from Calgary, Canada, says, oh my God. What a story. I am getting goosebumps and tears are rolling down my face. I don't know what needs to be done, but this drug thing needs to stop.
Wow, Kimutai Korea.
Huh.
Oh man, really inspiring. This is wow.
Priscilla Macau, hi Rita, spread the word, girl. Addiction is a disease. Let's talk about it. September babies tuning in.
Wow. Doris Jabet selling a baby at 20K.
That's shocking. Shocking. But you say this happens all the time. I mean,
it happens all the time. I speak about it, nonchalantly because I've seen it so much. It's a reality. What? It is sad, it is horrible, but it's a reality.
Are you gonna write a book, Rita?
Should I?
I think it's only fair, huh? I think it's only fair because
if it's been said here, then it
God saved you for something.
Exactly, and look what you went through. I mean, we can hear about it, or we see it in Narcos or those movies.
It looks like a movie.
It looks like a movie, but it's real.
Funny realism, yeah.
Wow, Rita Nyaguthi, what a story! By the way, are your folks still alive?
Yes, they are.
What do they think now?
They have had to accept.
Attention. Are you listening to Rita Nyagothi's story, folks?
Oh, yeah.
This is not a movie. This happened in reality, and she has been through hell and back when it comes to drugs. I tell you, folks, this is bone-chilling stuff. I hope you're listening, because she did it, and she went through hell and came out the other side, and she's going to tell us... MC Kimani wa Emma says, hey, mimi sijui niseme nini, 20,000 shillings to sell a baby? Yeah. Dicky Murimi says, long live Rita. Your story is such an inspiration that one can overcome any kind of addiction. And this is the important thing here. We usually get men talk about the situation. Yes. Men, talking freely.
Yeah.
Women, not so much, Rita. In fact, you're probably the first one we've ever interviewed.
Are you serious?
Yes. Who's admitted, who went through it, who came out of it. Honestly. And we applaud you for that. And all the more reason for you to write that book, if you can.
Thank God.
With your help, I will. Well, you just said it. Women don't say these things because the stigma is ridiculous. Ridiculous. To even be able to come on here, I've had to really, speak to myself. Before I came here, I just told myself, look, if this is going to change, then you can't stigmatize yourself.
And some of your family members don't even know, right?
Some of them do not even know. They're going to find out from this interview.
They have no clue.
They have a clue.
Okay.
But they don't know what it was. Was it heroin? Was it just bangi?
Yeah.
What was happening? Why did I change the way I did?
Yeah.
Why did my behavior change? They don't know that.
Okay, tell us.
Yeah.
How did you finally say, you know what, enough is enough?
Enough is enough for addiction, especially to these hard drugs, comes when you get to rock bottom. Rock bottom is real. Rock bottom is where it's either you live or you die. So I got to a point where I was so completely gone. I was so thin. I was thinner than this mic stand. Well, hyperbole, but yes. I was completely unhealthy. My family had disowned me. Well, not everybody. My mother had stuck with me. But nobody wanted anything to do with me. I was dirty. I was dirty. I wasn't in a state to even take care of myself. My brain was not... I really just wasn't there.
Yeah.
So...
How old were you then?
How old was I then? 25? Around 25.
Yeah.
So, and I was really just thinking of my mom and everything she'd been through to educate me and to take care of me. Because at that point, you don't care about yourself.
No.
You don't care if you die or live.
You don't.
Because so many of my friends were gone. Just overdose. And like my colleague told you, you'll see someone die and it'll be nothing.
Like
Because
die in front of you?
In front of you. Inject overdose perhaps because of the quality or whatever.
So Rita, stuff we see in movies,
Yes.
that happens for real. I mean, it happens for real.
It happens in real life.
Someone, you leave a needle in your arm and you just conk out and you're dead.
And you go. And you completely go. And that's everyone, anyone, children of MPs, children of ministers, children of priests.
You see them there.
I see them. I've lost so many friends, high ranking and what you'd call low ranking, but we get used to it. So the point I reached where enough was enough was when I began stealing from my mom. I had always left that I'd always put a barrier there that I will do my things outside, but I will not steal from this woman. So when I felt the urge to do that, and I didn't just feel the urge, but I stole. So when I stole from her, I decided that this had to stop. I wanted to just go to shags like for a week, because you can stop without, you can decide to quit. You can decide, and if you have the strength, you can go to rehab. If you've decided you quit, but I didn't have the chance to do that. I didn't have the chance to go for a week shags because my mom didn't know what was going on, and I couldn't have her know. So I would try and I'd relapse. I'd try 3 days. I'd get sick. She'd wonder what's wrong with this person. Take me to hospital. No drugs are making me better, but when I leave the house and come back, I'm suddenly okay. By that time, I had moved back home.
What were you stealing?
From my mom, money. Money. I knew that I was trying to be smart. I didn't want to steal an appliance because that's easily traceable. But pesa unaweza sema sijui.
What's the most you stole?
From her? From her, I only stole 2K.
Okay.
I don't say only.
At a
to
time.
sanitize myself, yes. To sanitize my actions.
Okay.
Let's sanitize.
Yeah, exactly.
Sanitize
600,000.
So at that point, I'm lucky. I'm lucky, Jeff. Why I keep saying I'm lucky is because the government, through the Ministry of Health, through National AIDS and STIs Control Program, initiated a program that's called Methadone. And it was just at the time around which I was really trying to quit, on, off. So chini ya maji, I enrolled myself. I took myself there. So I took myself to the hospital, and didn't want the stigma of, there was that stigma of going to, first I took myself to Madare Hospital. And there was that stigma, I didn't want anyone to know, because just the name of Madare apparently evokes images in people's heads.
Great.
And it's really a wonderful place for mental health anyway. So I took myself there, then I got enrolled in the program, and it took away my withdrawals. It substituted the heroin in my body. And there's psychologists there, there's people who slowly guide you through what's going on with you. And it's difficult because to rewire your brain, I think I've taken a total of 3 years just rewiring my patterns.
What you had messed up.
What I had messed up. There's all these things that you hear drug users have: anger management issues, impulsiveness, control. So nitaiba too. Even if I don't need this phone, more.
That's it, just like that.
Just like that.
And you don't really need it.
You don't need it, but you're not in a state of, you're not yourself.
Yeah.
You're not yourself.
Have people heard about this program? Because David Ogard also mentioned it last week, right? This methadone program, which seems to be working.
It is working. It is working, but anything, Jeff, wewe kuamua. It's working. It's worked for me. I'm here.
Yeah.
It's worked for me.
Would you have been dead?
Yes, I would have been either of three things: dead, in committee, or what's the third one? Can't remember. But for me, I know I'd have either been dead or in committee. And knowing myself and seeing the kind of things I was doing, I'd probably just be dead. I'd have been shot down.
Wow.
I'd have been shot down because I used to operate on the streets a lot. This color of mine helped me penya very many.
Color ya pesa.
Rangi ya tao. Kupata matao. It's nice that I can laugh about it, guys.
We need to.
It's nice that we can laugh about it. So someone out there knows, look, see, it's not the end. You can come out of it.
And you left friends there, and there meaning back in the den, back in those situations.
So very many. Those become your family. Because one, society has let you go completely. The church completely disowned. Everybody disowned except for my mother.
Yeah.
So these people then become your everything. These are people who will take a bullet for you. Just.
Do you try to talk to them?
Yes, that's my work now.
That's
my work.
Are they listening? Are they coming around, if you will?
They are. The problem though, Jeff, that's going to be a problem for a while. Without anything to come out and go back to. Yeah. I'm lucky because I only used for 5 years. My friends have used for an average 12 years. Just average.
What? Every day for 12 years?
Every day for 12 years. And without an educational background, without skills, you find you get out of rehab, whether methadone or detox, because methadone is not the only option.
Right.
There's people who, it's not for everybody. There's people who can quit on their own. There's people who don't want to quit, so we try and just make sure they don't get HIV, they don't get hepatitis and such things.
Rita, if someone's listening to you for the very first time now, and were in your situation and want help, but don't know how to get it, what do you tell them? Can they talk to you? Can they?
Yes, Jeff. When you come out of such a thing, you either come out dead or a philosopher. So I am a philosopher by default. I did not study for it.
Umeangukia. Kama profesa hapa.
Unaongea baya.
Unaona vile vitu
Akaenda tuache. Unaona?
Mtabaki hapa. I got you.
Yes.
So this is what we do now. Yes, we talk to them. If there's somebody out there who's in that situation, yes, definitely they can call. There's many people they can call, not just me, but my job is linkage. So yes, they can call me, and I can link them to whoever they might need to talk to.
Yeah, but right now, I mean, where do they get you? Where do they contact you? Do you have a website? Do you have some email or something they can talk to you without giving away your phone number?
Well, yes, I do. I'll give you my email.
Okay.
I'll give you my email. I've just done registering my organization.
Wonderful.
So I'll give you that. I'll give you those details as well.
Perfect. Because I know there's people out there. Yeah. There are people out there, and they just don't know who to reach out to. And their parents are in denial.
It is so serious because even for my mother, for me to come here, it'll bother her. But these things need to be said.
Yes.
That really okay. And even for the parents, look, it's not your fault. These things are out here. And the way mental health is an issue right now, people are going to use.
Yeah.
People are going to use drugs. So there's got to be somewhere where people can go to get out of these things.
And like you were saying, it's not just the poor people, huh? Look, you come from a pretty middle class background, and you say the kids you see up there using.
Oh my goodness! Ile kitu haijui rank, haijui status. It will take you no matter who you are. Some of the people that I've seen personally, that my friends who have lost, watoto wa MP. There's one guy, of course I won't say who it is, but during the funeral service, the dad actually stood up in the middle of the eulogy and fingered the book and said, look, let's say the truth. Let's just stop the stigma right here. This guy is dead, he's dead. And he actually said it. He said it to everybody. He said, this thing is a problem and we need to understand it. It's not something you can just
wish away.
It's not something you can wish away. Absolutely not. And it's not something you can come with... I think in Sheng a lot. Kuja na kifua. Yeah, it's not something you can just...
Kuja na kifua.
Hawezi kuja na kifua. Hawezi kuja na kifua. You've got to systematically reduce the harm.
Yeah. Are things getting better overall, government-wise? You know, because it has been a problem for so long. We've been in denial for so long. But are things getting any better, or are they getting worse?
They are getting better. They are getting better because the Ministry of Health is really... They are really pushing. If it were not for them, there wouldn't have been the methadone program or all these other needle exchange programs.
So what we hear in Mombasa, Malindi, you know, points in between.
Yes, you know. So you become a teja.
Hata sasa ni kujizuia hangu usinione hapa na kizungu. It's just because we're on radio. Hapa tungekuwa tunaroroa kuroroa.
That's when I just leave the highway.
Because Jeff is here, we shall speak English of the nose.
And now, as a lady, you have a boyfriend.
Yes.
To carry your relationship, you're going to hold back from getting out of this problem.
Definitely, because I used... and many ladies go through that. You'll use because your boyfriend is using.
Okay.
You'll use because your boyfriend is using.
And do you have a boyfriend now?
No, I do not.
You left that dealer.
Yes.
You left that dealer?
Yes, I left.
Is he still around or?
He's still around. Luckily, he was able to get treatment as well.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Luckily, he was able to get treatment as well. But like I'm saying, Jeff, you have nothing to go back to. Because even some of the people selling some of them, it's because they have no other way out. So what do you do?
Hakuna fallback.
Yeah.
So either you die in there, or you die in there.
Either you die in there or you die in there, because you'll either die. You can die of overdose, police bullet, gongwe nagari, in a stupor, mob justice.
Doris Jebed, listen to this goodness. I can now understand why my brother once almost killed our mother. The issue with drugs is real.
Yes, it is.
Huh?
Yes, it is. Psychosis. That's drug-induced psychosis right there.
Castro Saitoti says, what a story. Machakos is tuned. David Kipsang says, oh my, that story is so uplifting. To any deep abyss you may find yourself in, still you can come out and have a life. Thanks to this amazing confession from Rita.
Kimutai says, Rita has visited hell and back.
And
no doubt.
Rita, you know, unfortunately, time really flies when you're
having.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, some final thoughts, Rita, because again, you know, you are one of the first woman we've talked to who's gone through what you went through. Talk to the people out there, the listeners out there in matatus and buses, walking to school, having an exam. Talk to them, especially women. What do you tell them?
Especially for women, because it's not easy. I'll say this. E-life ni moja. E-life ni moja, I will repeat it. You only live once. So if you're going to decide to do drugs, fine. If you do what you want to do, but understand once you die, that's it. I don't mean to scare you, and then again, I do mean to scare you, because I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here if it were not for some external cause. I don't even know why I'm here, if not maybe to tell someone else that do the things that are important to you. Okay, have an identity, know yourself, know who you are. Don't kill yourself over hizi vitu za dunia. Usikufe bure. There's so much life to live. Like right now I see things so clearly. I smell the trees. I even smell your sweater. What a nice, I'm like a newborn. So if you're out there and you're either in it, if you're in it, seek help. If you don't know what's going on, there's people who can help you. Just know that. And don't waste your life. Finish school.
When you read in the papers these days,
yeah,
people raping their grandmothers, people slitting people's throats clean. Do you think there's drugs involved? Do you think this society is messed up with drugs and stuff?
I think that is one of the causes of drug use, but it's not necessarily because of drugs. And you said it yourself. We're heading to a situation where people will use more drugs, and this is because of those mental health issues. The economy is in the toilet.
No jobs.
No jobs. no prospect of jobs. So people are at breaking point, and we don't have enough professionals to deal with the number of people with disorders. So it's going to be very easy for someone to turn to drugs. So I would just tell them, look, it's not worth it.
Did you get the urge to go back?
Honestly, Jeff, once in a while I'll feel a tick. I'll feel like a tick because they say once an addict, always an addict. You can be okay, you can beat it, but you have to consciously avoid situations where you might find yourself, getting back in there. As much as we say, it's everybody's right to do what they want. You can use if you want. Yeah. It's a free country. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, it's really better if you don't.
And as family and as a parent, what are these first signs? Maybe you can go in early and rescue someone.
Warning signals.
Warning signals, antisocial behavior. Mm-hmm. That is the very first one. Of course, physical changes like loss of weight. Antisocial behavior and things like anger management issues.
So mtu anajifungia kwa room au
mtu anajifungia kwa room ama hataki stories zenu, hataki stories za mabesti zake. And it's very important for parents to know, do not get hysterical. If you find out your kid is using drugs, don't go hard. You will push them further into the hole because it's a different generation from where our parents grew up. It's completely different. Yeah. So if you find out your child is using drugs, relax, Kwanza, come slowly. Find a professional. They are there. We are there. There are people who will get you through it. And like you said, final thoughts. It's not worth it. The years I've lost. I can speak about it now without shedding tears because I have work to do to get other people out. But the years I've lost and the things I've seen are not anything anyone should see.
Rita Nyaguthi has promised to give us her email address and contact. If you need to get in touch with her, we will forward that to you. In the meantime, thanks so much, Rita. Really, we appreciate this.
Thank you for having it as a topic of discussion. It's very important.
And we'll continue. By the way, Katiba Klein says we will continue having this conversation until we get to that last person out there.
Yes.
And you see, for me, I would think it's not just the years you've lost. God took you there so that you can tell these stories. Perhaps. Most people don't come back.
Kama David vile alichukuliwa huko.
David ni mgani?
Ule mwenye alirusha mawe na fea.
Huyo.
Wasling.
Ule mdidi.
Huyo.
You know. There is a reason why he went there.
Mgani aliuzwa kwa slavery?
Yes, it was not David.
Joseph.
My goodness, huyu amekuwa akisoma kitabu gani? Hallelujah.
Ati Joseph.
Joseph. Willie Joseph.
Huyo. This is what we call
Candid interviews with decision makers.
Rita.
Catch Jeff Koinange and Professor Hamo every day, Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on Hot 96.